Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Card Chats episode 113. I'm your man Hanley from On the Line With. Today we got Big V coming on. Gonna chop it up with him, learn a little bit about him. I got linked up with him through Forever Fresh, just cause. So yeah, definitely looking forward to this conversation. Just waiting for him to jump in. Thanks for joining. What's up, Shroom T? Big V from SKYZONE Society. Just waiting for it. There we go.
Yo,
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 how you doing, man?
what's good, my guy? You all right?
I'm good, man. I appreciate you coming on, bro.
For sure, bro. You know what I mean? Salute to you for having me. Hey, shout out to the homie Just Cause for throwing the alley oop. You know what I mean? And
Told him the same, those exact words. I said, "Yo, bro, thanks for the alley oop."
I said the same shit too. Like literally, I said the same shit to him. You know what I
You
mean?
know,
So
once I
yeah,
said that
man.
to him, I started playing that album you got with Glue Hefner. It was all basketball related, basically. So I was like, "All right, this is good timing, divine timing."
That's a fact. That's a fact, bro. I'm glad. And I appreciate you, tapping into that project, man, and and it reaching you. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
definitely, bro. There's some hard tracks on that whole project for sure. Definitely a lot of replay value. But we'll get to that before we music. Why don't you let everyone who's not watching the live right now know exactly who you are, what you've been doing, and what you plan on, what you're trying to do with what you do.
Yo, man, I'm Big V out of North Carolina, Kinston, North Carolina to be exact, / Greensboro. You know what I mean? Repping my brand, SKYZONE Society. I've been doing this for a long, long time. You know what I mean? I just turned 40 in May. I've been rapping since I was 12. Taking it serious since I was 18 and 19, and really putting out my own projects. Really been full time independent for over a decade now. You know what I mean? I don't work regular jobs. I'm my own boss. I own my own company. Got my own film company called Spike V Photography, where I shoot videos for other artists. I got my own web series called Filthy, the web series, where I play an undercover cop. You know what I mean? I shoot, edit everything you see me doing. It's shot, edited by my company. SKYZONE Society is a clothing brand, and it's also a family. You know what I mean? Where I also I print up T-shirts and other apparel for other people, other schools, other businesses, a lot. You know what I mean? As well as it's also a clothing line, SKYZONE Society. So man, I just do a lot, man. I'm hands on everything I do other than the music. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but before all that, I'm a father. You know what I mean?
They were before you started chasing music as that being your career. What did you want to be when you were growing up at first? Was it always music, or did you ever aspire to want to be something else?
Man, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I always played sports. I wanted to go to the NBA. Like that was really my like as a child, like my dream, man. I just wanted to be like Mike. As crazy as cliche as that might sound, but I'm from that era. I was born in '83. You know what I mean? So I'm from that era where we wanted to be like Mike, and I did want to be like Mike. You know what I mean? Like I want to go to the NBA, but I come from a small town, North Carolina called Kinston. It's the home of Jerry Stackhouse, home of Brandon Ingram, people like that, home of Reggie Bullock. We breed ballers. But I realized that it wasn't for me. And again, I also been writing and rapping since I was 12. So during that time of me playing high school sports, middle school sports too, I was always just writing. You know what I mean? Like I fucking failed art class in the 6th grade because I can't fucking draw for shit. But
Yeah,
I was always spending. I can't draw for shit. I can't do nothing like artistic wise, like drawing. I can draw these bars, you know what I mean? verbally, but I can't draw shit. Like, so I felt art, and also while I was feeling art, I was writing rhymes in my book in art class. So I wasn't even paying attention to what the fuck was going on, man. So yeah, man, I wanted to play in the NBA. I played football too, but man, I really wanted to go to the NBA. Like
Yeah.
I do, like I love sports. I got my own sports podcast called the Zone Sports Podcast with me and my homie Corey. And y'all can check that out on the SKYZONE Society network on YouTube. Drop every week. You know what I mean? Once a week. So yeah, man. I wanted to be an NBA player, bro.
And I got to take it back to the basketball formula. I guess that's where the Stackhouse and right, yeah, okay, I figured.
See, it's called Iverson the Stackhouse because Iverson is from Virginia, and that's where Glue Helfen is from. And Jerry Stackhouse is from Kinston, North Carolina. So we matched it together. See, now you following. Now you following. Yeah, man.
I got a little bit of background knowledge. It's not hard to piece together.
There you go. Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's the best way to get to know the artist, bro, is try to figure it out by his album titles. If he's actually putting some shit into his story, then it's going to be in the album.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So
I like that. I like that.
you're in Greensboro, North Carolina right now?
I live in Winston. I live in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. But I spent the bulk of my adulthood in Greensboro, North Carolina. I used to go to college in North Carolina, A&T. It's a historical black college up here. You know what I mean? And I went there for a few years. I didn't graduate because it just wasn't for me. But I still spend a lot of time in Greensboro. That's my second home for sure.
Yeah, I've had a few. No, not even just artists that I know, but friends that live out in North Carolina that I met years back. So I'm a little bit connected out there, a little bit. You know,
because you out in Canada, right?
yeah, I'm in Canada, bro. I'm right in the capital city. I'm in Ottawa.
Man, bro, salute, man. I appreciate you having me on your show. I don't care if you was from around the corner. You know what I mean? The fact that you reached out and wanted to tap into me, you know what I mean? Like, I fuck with it.
Yeah, bro. I'm always trying to hear new artists and push whatever sound that I fuck with around. You know what I mean?
For sure. For sure.
And so you worked with Just Cause in the past, right?
I did what now?
You've worked with Just Cause in the past, right?
I'm going to tell you, I haven't worked with Just Cause. I'm going to tell you how I met Just Cause. I just met Just Cause really like a solid almost month ago. I was on tour out of New Hampshire. You know what I'm saying? And we connected at my show. And you know what I mean? We was booked on the same tour and we connected at the show. And it's been vibes. We was both open up for Cormega. Shout out to Cormega.
Yo,
and shout out to Full Blast Booking.
I saw that post that you had about opening for Cormega, bro. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that is crazy, man. You know what I mean? Like if you're a real hip hop nigga like me, you know the vibes on Cormega. You know what's up. You know what I mean? You know what he means to the culture. So that mean a lot to me to have the opportunity. And like I said, that's when I tapped in with Just Cause at the New Hampshire show. You know what I mean? He had a dope performance, and I had a dope performance. And shout out to everybody that was at the show too that had a dope performance, man. And yeah, me and him linked up, and we just been keeping tabs on each other. You know what I mean? Ever since, and just building our network and relationships. Because you only as big and strong as your relationships.
Facts. And that's the whole like point of networking these days. It's not just to like meet someone once and then carry on like you never met them. Like you're supposed to continue.
Yeah, I agree.
So there's something that like organically benefits both of you.
Yeah, for sure, man.
But when things don't move fast enough, people just drop the whole thing and move on. They're not realizing they're letting go of like they're missing on something if they do it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about this thing. You either serious or you're not, and you realize that things take time. Well, you got to carve your own lane first and realize and understand, what it is that you want out of this. Like me, at first, way back when I wanted a record deal and things like that, but I got to the point I didn't care because I built my own fan base, person by person, and now I'm able to release music without it having to be on streaming. And people, my fans will hit my website and buy the physical copies and the digital copies and the merch and things like that. And it's way more money than I ever get from streaming. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying I won't take a record deal. It just got to be set up my way. You know what I mean? But I just stopped. I'm no longer looking for one. Like I'm on like my fourth tour that I put together myself. Um, you know what I mean? Getting money from the live performances. It's just different ways to eat, man. But before all that, I'm just happy doing this shit, man. I'm happy, yo. I'm happy. I'm
Yeah.
happy.
And for people who are trying to get onto like the touring circuit and things like that, what's some advice you would do to them? Because it's not easy out here to get like a touring circuit going, especially if like you haven't built up a reputation or a catalog strong enough for people to actually follow.
Well, that's the first thing you got to do before you even think about touring is build your catalog. Like my catalog is extensive. My catalog ranged from the MySpace era and before that, like before streaming. Like
Yeah.
I got one of my fans just sent me a verse that they remember from fucking like '06, '07 that I had on CD. I'm like, yo, dog, you still remember that? He like, hell yeah, yo, your shit stay fire. Cause he just bought the Magic Potson album, I say about a month ago. And he reminded me like, yo, bro, I've been fucking with you since like '06.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I remember you said he texted to me. I was like, yo, damn, I don't even remember that shit. But that's the thing. My catalog, ranges from then. Like, I really was out in front of the store and was giving out my shit for free. I really was going around the town and really putting my shit out at any convenience store. I was going through the mall just giving my shit out. Like I really, really, really built this shit from the ground up. So that's the first thing you got to do is build it from the ground up before you even think about touring. I would say, start with local shows first. You know what I mean? And then branch out. Like, a lot of my shows don't be in North Carolina. I'm on the road with it. Like I said, I just met Just Cause in New Hampshire. That's a 16-hour drive for me. You know what I mean? Like I'm on it like that. I just was in Texas last October. You know what I mean? Like I does this. Atlanta, I've been ran through Atlanta so many times. Like I go where they love me. You know what I mean? I go where they love me. That's why I tell people, man, go where they love you.
Where do you feel like you get the most reciprocation when you're traveling on tour? That's the face of I don't want to say something that's going to disrespect people.
Nah, that's a good question because it's funny because my homeboy Killer. Oh yeah, what's up, Killer? I think my man Killer in the chat. What's up, Killer? My man Killer just told me last night. He said, "Yo, it's dope to see you all the way out there in New Hampshire and getting love." He said, "Man, you the type of artist that just like don't. If ain't nobody heard none of your records, when you hit that stage, they gonna fuck with you."
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to say, man, because I'm gonna be real. Everywhere I went, I've gotten love, especially when it's out of state. You know what I mean? I get a lot of love out of state. A lot of people try to box me in and say, yo, you sound like an up north rapper, you got an up north type of style. And I understand that to a degree because people classify lyricism with up north because that's the home of where everything started and things like that. But I don't know. I was raised in a lot of West Coast music too. I'm influenced by all parts of the map. I love West Coast. I grew up on Cube, MC Ren, DOC, but I also grew up on motherfuckers like K Solo, Redman. You feel me? Like Cormega. I'm from that cloth. Nas, my favorite rapper of all time. But I also grew up on Scarface. I remember Scarface shit. I never seen a man cry till I seen a man die. I'm from that cloth. You feel me? Like 8 Ball MJG shit. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like
yeah.
I'm cut from so many different claws, man. But that describes North Carolina in a whole. We like a mesh of a lot of things, like a melting pot of a lot of things.
There.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I lost track of the question I was going to ask, so I'll think about it and get back to it. But the Magic Potson record that you have out right now, how long has that been out for now?
I just released that on July 29th. That's fresh out the oven, really. You feel me? Fresh out the oven. Got features from the homie Jada Kiss, my homie Avo Kid.
I was happy to see that because just telling, that's what I was saying. People said that you have a sound like you're from up north and stuff. I was just telling, I forget who it was I was saying it to, but I said, I'm like, when I heard the first few tracks, I was like, this guy sounds like Ransom, man.
And you know what? That's crazy, man. I appreciate that because for me, that's a compliment because I love Ransom. I've been listening to Ransom since he was with the 18,
Yeah,
when he was with Hitchcock, you know what I mean, back in the days when he was with Clue. I love Ransom. Ransom is one of my favorite artists of all time.
amazing too. His recent album that he's putting out.
All that shit with Nicholas Craven has been
Yeah, shout out
amazing. It's been amazing.
Craven, Montreal, baby.
What salute to Nicholas Craven, bro. Like I love all Ransom shit. Like he definitely one of my favorite artists and an inspiration to what I
Yeah,
do. I love
he's one of mine too. So that's probably why when I heard the music and I heard the similarity, I was like, oh shit.
That's a major compliment for me. You know what I mean? Because like I look up to him, 38 Special, guys like that. Like I'm from that cloth, man,
Yeah.
of just that dope lyricism. Like when I walk in the room, bro, I just want people to say, "Yo, man, that dude right there gets busy. He's a bar guy." You know what I mean? And that's crazy because I was speaking to Just Cause yesterday. He was like, "Yo, bro, you like." Yo, just meeting you that one time and just seeing what you do on stage, man. Yo, you be fucking people up, bro. Like people don't want to get involved with you with these bars. Like, bro, you got it, and I like that.
No, for sure. And you definitely do come with heavy like bar hitting records and shit like that. So that's definitely part of like who Big V is. But what else would you say defines like yourself as an artist? Like what kind of message are you trying to convey when you're making music?
Be yourself. If you listen to my rap, man, I'm just rapping my life. I'm talking about my kids, my wife, studio, like shit that I'm doing. Like I'm just being myself, bro. Like you ain't gotta lie on your lyrics. You know what I mean? You don't have to. A lot of us choose to. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You can put your life in your bars, man, and make something out of it. Your everyday life is cool. You know what I mean? Don't try to write nobody else's, you know what I mean, life story. Dog, your whole life is cool. If your life not cool enough to rap about, I feel like you really shouldn't be rapping. And I get, you can get creative and you can go on and you can do other things other than rap about your life. And I get that too. I'm not saying that you can't step outside the box and tell stories and things like that. How Meek Mill do with like Tony's story, or how Nas do like how he rapped about he was a gun and the jail cell and things like that. You can be creative. I'm just saying, let the core of your creation be you. That's it.
So I guess one thing you tell us is to always like own your creative control. Don't if you're gonna don't lose anything. Creative control because that's a lot of the issues with these labels these days. That's what happens with these artists, man. They're dope before they get signed, and once they get signed, you just hear the shit watered down.
Yeah, man. Because I know certain situations. With labels and stuff, they, before you get a deal, you can release music when you want to. Certain situations, people can't release music when they want to. They start getting a piece of your merch sales, getting a piece of everything you do. So then that kind of weighs on you to not want to do shit.
Yeah.
Whereas then, I mean, it kind of fucks both of you and the label up. You know what I mean? So, you just got to just be careful about what you get into, man. Just have a good understanding. You know what I mean?
Word. And with that back project was Blue Hefner. When you guys put that together, how was it a quick creation? You guys work on it for some time because I forget the year it came out a couple of years back though, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it just came. We released that during the pandemic. I'm gonna be real with you. That was a smooth project, fam. Like, um, I had Glue Hefner come out of North Carolina at my first event, at my first concert that I did, because I released a project called Oil Paintings, which is on streaming platforms too. And this was back in like 2016, 2017. And I had him come down, him and my homie Despo. Shout out to Despo, shout out to Concept, shout out to everybody out in VA, shout out to Sensei. Um, they came down to perform. That was my first time meeting Glue. He was a part of this group called Bars. And yeah, they came down and we've been tight ever since he came down to perform at my concert. And he's real bar heavy too. And I one of my goals for that year of the pandemic was to do that project with him. So he's from Virginia, but he's out in California. So we was just flying the records back and forth, and everything, man. I mixed down the whole project and everything myself. And yeah, man, we sold actually 500 physical copies of that too, by the way. You know what I mean? For sure. And put it on the streaming platforms, man. And yeah, everybody that has heard it and fuck with it, they love it. And it was just it was easy. Glue is a professional. He's not one of those guys. He's not a pretend artist who claim they be in the studio and don't be in the studio, or claim they want to work and don't really want to work. He wants to fucking work. You know what I mean? So when you got two people that's of the same cloth and of the same mindset, it's gonna flow easy, and it did flow easy.
And that's for people who aren't in the live right now. That's the Iverson and Stackhouse collaborative project with Big V and Blue Hefner. That man, that project was fucking dope. I had that one on repeat all day today.
Man, thank you. That means a lot, bro. For real, thank you.
Like once I saw, and because Iverson's one of my all-time favorite players too. So like once I saw AI on there, I was like, ah, shit.
Same. I love Iverson, man.
Yeah, definitely. And yesterday, I think it was with Forever Fresh. We were talking about Vince Carter dunking and everything. I don't know what the last few episodes been all about ball, bro.
Hey, shout out to Forever Fresh too. I met him at the same show I met Just Cause at. We was all open up for Cormega, and yeah, we did a cipher and everything. I didn't get to chop it up with him like I did Just Cause, but I did meet Forever Fresh, and I seen you had him on the show too. So man, salute to him, man.
Yeah, definitely a lot of y'all that I've been tapping in with lately. Like, surprised I haven't rolled into like meeting some of you guys already, because like I'm usually going back and forth, but I've just been so like involved with like promoting and like interviewing people on scene right now that like I haven't been hitting the other side, like New York much, and then like North Carolina. I have artists out there that have been waiting for interviews. So if they're watching this one, they're gonna be mad as hell that I ain't hit them up yet. But yo, I'm out here. So wait, that Magic Potson album, that's not available on streaming right now. So if people want that, they have to physically purchase it off the website, right?
Yeah, go on SKYZONESOCIETY.BigCartel.com right now. We got 5 exclusive packages for you if you want the Magic Potson EP. You know what I'm saying? Starting at $7. Packages start at $7. Digital copies go right to your email after you purchase it within minutes. You can download it from the email, play it on your phone, download it to your computer, you know what I mean? Bluetooth it in your car, whatever you do. And I still got physical copies too. You know what I mean? Get the physical copy starting at a dub. You know what I mean? And they go up all the way up to $60-something that come with candles and all that. Just hit the site, man. SKYZONE Society .bigcartel.com, man.
Where's it? Where's the name Sky Zone Society come from? What's the relevance to the?
Bro, I'm gonna tell you, back in like 08, 09, I was just sitting on the floor of my crib. And I was like, yo, I was working at UPS. And at this time, I had probably been at the UPS almost a decade. You feel me? And I hated that shit. Worst job fucking ever. And I'm just sitting on the floor like, how? I'm trying to make a plan so I can leave this motherfucker. Because this shit is hindering me traveling for performances. I can't hardly take out work like I want to. And the pay wasn't fire. On top of that, you know what I mean? I'm still out in the streets hustling. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing both because I gotta support this rap shit too, and I got bills coming in. You see,
Yeah,
I got real life shit. So I'm like, man, I gotta find a way, bro, that I can formulate my own thing and be happy because I'm miserable. You know what I mean? Fuck how much money it can make. I need to do my own thing so I can be happy and get in a better place in my life.
yeah.
I would just sit on the floor of my crib and it just came to me. You know what I mean? I was just smoking and it just came to me, bro. And I'm just be real. It just came to me, pause. And the shit was I was like, damn, SKYZONE Society. And keep in mind at this time too, I had no clue that like they had a whole trampoline park called SKYZONE. I didn't fucking know. You know what I mean? but my shit was called SKYZONE Society, so it's no relation to them. You know what I mean? Like you can have fucking Bob's Burger and Bob's Pizza, and they not be related to each other. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, I like this shit. I like SKYZONE Society. So I just started printing up my own clothes. You know what I mean? With the well, I got a logo first. You know what I mean? I had to hit my graphic guy, and you know, I just ran with it. I just ran with it, bro. I took the risk and just ran with it. And that was '08, and I finally certified in 2010. That's the brand. Like that's it. That's it.
Oh, so it's an LLC and everything then.
Oh, I get taxed on it, all that EIN number, you name it. You feel me?
A lot of people in this game say this is theirs, that is theirs, and they have no paperwork for it.
Nah, yes, I got a certified tax EIN number. You know what I mean? I pay taxes on
That's the most important part of it. You
it.
can do whatever now.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yes, yeah, I pay taxes on that thing, man. It's an actual brand. I actually got my own printing shop downtown Greensboro. You know what I mean? Where you know I got the SKYZONE Society business in there and the Spike V Photography company in there merged into one. So yeah, man, like that sign on the door is real.
And how is that like? As that being a side, because it's different than the music scene and like other jobs. How do you find that as a job that when you're doing shit like that, like the print, distribution of like birth people?
uh, as far as like printing, like the printing part and like the video company part, like that,
Yeah.
I like it. I, it can get, you know, it has ups and downs because people are people. You know what I mean? You have to still provide customer. What'd you say?
It's still
It's,
customer service, right? So
it's still customer service, and it's only you at that. So
yeah,
you gotta realize that when an artist is coming to you, that you're not an artist, you are the videographer. So you gotta take what you would like and probably put it to the side and fulfill what they would like.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And same thing with printing. Like they may have their logo. You may think it might be fire this size, but they might want it this size right here. You might like it on the chest, but you gotta do what they like. You know what I mean? Which leads to them, you know, speaking about you through word of mouth, which leads to more customers and also them coming back. And when this is your livelihood and what you put food on the table with and what you pay your bills with and things like that, you know, you're gonna do right by the customer 99.9% of the time. That little small percentage is when you know that they're dead wrong.
yeah. And because you mentioned you're from like the MySpace era. That's when I was making music. That's where I was posting my music too on MySpace. So like, you know, that was like some wild shit on that MySpace, bro. Like when you really wanted to put something, like you just make that big ass bulletin and just spray it all over everybody's fucking inbox. Remember that shit?
Hey, that shit. Hey, that was my shit.
It's like open this, and they open it. It's just a big music box. It's just all your music.
That shit helped me out a lot. I ain't gonna lie. That was some crazy times though, but
Those were crazy back then, bro.
I got a lot of real support off there. I let a lot of real people that I'm still solid with to this day off my space. Hey, salute. Salute to Tom, man. You know what I mean? Wherever you went in the world, Tom, I love you, man, for creating my space, baby. Like, you was the start of this shit.
Tom's on Facebook.
I did see his regular MySpace profile on Facebook. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you know what? Somebody need to do a documentary on Tom. Like, for real, for real. Like, he don't get enough credit for starting this social media shit.
Yeah.
Like, for real, for real. Like, Tom was the guy.
And like then he started letting music and shit go on it. Like there was no copyright infringement, nothing. He was any music could be.
Stop that shit. You know what I mean?
Building your profile like with like the like HTML coding and shit. Like you had a perfect. Oh, bro, that shit was so lit.
Hey, he made us into coders, and we didn't even realize that shit, man.
Teaching myself how to code and everything because I wanted my shit to move in the background.
Me too. I wanted my shit to look cool. Your shit would be moving when people log on to your shit. I said, how the fuck are they doing this? Yeah. Once I tapped in and I learned how to code, I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. Nowadays, of course, it's a lot easier because, you know, times are different. But
Yeah,
man, what a time to be alive. That's why on the Magic Potson EP, I got the track
I
MySpace.
saw that.
You know what I mean? I got the track MySpace. You know what I mean? Because I was thinking about the MySpace era when I made that record. You know what I mean? That's why I got a couple of lines in there saying, you know, a couple of things. But yeah,
I feel like when it's one of those words, when you see it, it just right back to that era.
it does. It does something to you. It does, man.
16 or 8 like options, and they're like fighting for like top spot.
Mm-hmm.
that,
Mm-hmm.
that shit was crazy. You had homies beefing each other over a top spot.
Over the top spot, bro. That's crazy. Women beefing, your man's beefing. Yeah, you ain't got me in your top 8. You feel me? Like that shit was crazy, yo.
Even hater ass comments on your profile and shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that shit. Yeah, them in the mixtape days, bro. I love that shit.
Yes, sir.
So, before we go on a little bit with more questions, because it only gets an hour on the Instagram live, but you feel like dropping any bars for the people that are watching?
Do I feel like what now?
Dropping any bars for us?
Oh, you want some bars?
Of course I do.
Yeah, hey man. They say V, when you gonna stop rapping? You 40 with no deal, it might not happen. I hit the weed and I keep on laughing. Got my own record label. You just ain't tapped in. My own film company. I'm doing acting. Who knows? I might create the next Aladdin. Niggas be capping about they status till I knock they snap back backwards. You ain't a thug, you's a thug actor. Plan A was to smash your bitch, to make her take a plan B after. I'm the GOAT. Hang my jersey in the rafters. Still sleeping? Hope you down your mattress. They ask how I sleep at night. Tell them I'm satin. You see the emblem on the back when I back then, what I spend up front, you ain't make on the back end. My weed $60 an eighth, I spark different. Sock 35 a pair, I walk different. Business conversations only, I talk different. My whip like I'm driving a boat, I park different. She got some kickbacks, so dog, I arch it different. She got a small ass, but dog, she arch it different. My penmanship was splendid, expeditious when I spit it. Get off my tip, on my urban legend with the writtens. You whack rappers everything but consistent. You rap about everything but what you live in, bitch.
My guy. Yeah, always bar heavy, man. That track I've listened to today is just straight bar heavy on every joint. Some people can do that, but it's boring. But it just hasn't gotten boring for me with your music yet.
Thank you, man. That means a lot.
I say that, and I don't mean that like to people that are watching the show and they're like, "Oh, this guy's just hater." No, it's not that. It's just some people could do things like over and over and not get boring. You know what I mean? You have to have cadence, and if you're gonna do something over, you have to switch that cadence up once in a while, like, or it's gonna sound the same. You know, so
I agree.
and but yeah, definitely. Like I said, the whole ransom like voice side of things with the bar heavy and like hard hitting lyrics and shit. I fuck with that stuff, and like and you got a distinct voice for it too. Very very like a raw like that passionate pause voice.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man. I do. That means a lot, bro. For real, it does. Seriously.
So with the Magic Potson album that's out right now that people can still cop, do you have another project in the works for this year, or are you wait until the new year to come around to drop something else?
This is actually my third project of the year. For those that don't know, earlier this year I released EP called Mazzavella, which was produced by my homeboy Cheddar. That was a mashup between his name and mine. You know what I mean? Mozzarella, instead of mozzarella like the cheese, I just put the V in there. Since his name is Cheddar, I just named it after some cheese with my name. You know what I mean? That's all. Mozzarella, that was produced strictly by him. Then we put out Mozzarella 2. It's a mixture between music and comedy. I got my homegirl who's a comedian up there named Keandra Kuntz. Really dope. She's from Kinston, North Carolina as well. I had her narrate both of them. You know what I mean? So she'll say some comedy shit. I put a record, comedy shit record, that type of format. We was just trying to.
I haven't heard of that structure before. That's kind of dope. That's a dope way to go about there, man. Especially if the person who raps is funny too. Like in your case, you said you had a comedian that you worked with and collabed with it on it, but like if it, like some people will make like a comedy rap album where they're just rapping some just dumb shit.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's
I wanted to
what I
you know, I
have.
wanted
You
to.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah. And see, you know, back in like you know in the like the early '90s, they used to use some of the comedians on their album, like Red Fox, who might pop on somebody's
yeah,
album. You know what I mean? Richard Pryor. Um,
hell yeah.
and if
Those days, man. I remember those albums with like Red Fox and Richard Pryor. Them shits are classic.
yeah, man, and they would pop out on hip hop albums. They would you know come in and say a couple of words before a record come on, some shit like that.
Mm.
And you know, as a more recently, Rick Ross, he had Chris Rock on his album before. You know what I mean? So I just want to do a couple of EPs where I highlighted that, and as well put my homegirl Keandra Kuntz in position and you know shed some light on her since she's a comedian from my city. You know what I mean? That's the thing about me. I enjoy putting other people on other than myself. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is my third project.
My whole platform is based on doing that.
I see. I like that. I like that. That's why I definitely had to come up here, man, for real, man. Salute to you and everything that your platform standing for as well. But yeah, so this was my third project of the year. Right now, I'm gonna probably drop another project before the year over, if not two more. Um, I'm just in the cut working on some film things right now with my film company. We about to be in season 3 of Filthy, the web series. I seen the link on that, so you can check out the first 2 seasons. They're short formatted. The longest episode may be 15 minutes. We keeping it within like the 5 to 7 minute structure. They try not to bore you because people's attention spans are so short
Yeah,
and they have to go so much. You know what I mean? So we just want you to pop in and pop back out. Pause. You know what I mean? That's it. You know, and then you'll just wait until the next one come out and you'll be ready to
yeah.
go. So yeah, yeah, man. We in season 3 of that, and I got some more. I got some documentaries I'm working on. You know what I mean?
Word. Man. You working like crazy, bro. You
Yeah.
definitely you have your foot. It seems like at all times.
Yeah, yeah, man. I always been this way. Like before the internet, I always been this way. A get to it type of guy. I'm serious about my craft, man. I really am. Before the internet, I was doing documentaries on myself and packaging up DVDs and running around the city and giving them out and mailing them out and doing whatever else I needed to do, man. So I'm just doing what I know to do.
Yeah. And you have that Jadakiss feature on the Magic Potson album. Like, who are some of the other like more industry established artists that you've had a chance to work with in the past?
I'm a before him, I worked with an underground artist who was familiar with ties through Gangstar. You might have heard of Crumb Snatcher. I'm not for sure. You know what I
Uh,
mean?
I'm familiar with the name. I haven't checked out a lot of his catalog, but I'm sure I bumped a couple tracks just by coincidence of going through playlists and things.
Right. He had he was like before Kiss. He was the main one that I worked with before that. I say him because he had when the Source magazine was out, he had a hip hop quotable in the Source for a verse he had on the Gangstar album Moment of Truth. You know what I mean? So that was very that meant a lot to me to do a record with him because I remember reading that verse in the Source over and over. I remember playing that record over and over. I remember me and my friends memorizing his whole verse to that record over and over. So yeah, man, when I got a record with him, I was really stoked about that. But other than that, just him and Kiss. That's it. That's
And
it.
after you opened for Cormega, did you get a chance to chop it up with them a bit?
Oh yeah, well, I was backstage. I had a brief conversation. You know what I mean?
Think
It
there's
was
in the future you might be able to get something in with Cormega?
that would be dope. You know what I mean? That that would be dope. I can't really say I can't really speak to it right now, but that's something that's on my bucket list. You know what I mean? And maybe to happen next year. You know?
That the throughout like August and like throughout the whole hip hop 50 while it's been going on for the last couple months, his posts about like hip hop throughout the month of August was just incredible, bro.
Incredible, bro. That was incredible.
Missing information. He was hitting shit. Like, the man was putting so much information down at once. He was skipping typos and everything.
Yeah, he was.
And
Yeah, you're right. That was beautiful.
it all is as like, I'm not saying not a lot of people know who he is, but like, if you're not a hip hop head, your chances are if someone brings him up, they're gonna be like, who? But like, if you know who, he's been around everybody and everything.
Yeah. If you man, listen, if you know hip hop, you know Cormega, you know what he did, you know what he does.
Bro, I've been throwing him messages for like the last 6 months.
Me, same. You know what I mean? He don't really.
Just hoping one of them just lands, and he's just like, all right.
Keep at it. Keep at it.
The worst thing I'm gonna get out of networking is a no.
That's it, bro. That's it, and that's all, bro. It's a no, a fucking no. And so what? You keep at it.
You know, I feel you, bro. And definitely, I hope that Cormega and Big V track does manifest in something one day, because that'd be fucking dope for you. And it's definitely something I bang, because that's it's too dope on that joint.
It'll be fire.
Speaking of dope artists, bro, if you're ever looking for a dope singer or rapper, June Fargo is in here. He's from Street Religion, a group out of Vermont. He's a dope singer, though. You should check him out. Word.
Okay. I appreciate you plugging me. I'm gonna have to follow him, man. What you say his name was again?
June Fargo.
Okay.
I'll send you his at when after we're done this.
Definitely. I'll tap in.
So what are some other goals you want to hit before the end of this year, but besides projects?
I just want to be a better father, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not a bad father. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, my wife tell me I'm a great dad, but I'm constantly always just reevaluating me as a father. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I spending enough time with my kids? Am I doing enough? Am I teaching my son how to be a gentleman? Am I teaching my daughter, you know what I mean, the right way to carry herself as a young lady at 9 years old and at 7? And I got a 21-year-old too. My older daughter just turned 21 a couple weeks ago. And just, you know, I'm still worrying about her. Even though she's 21, she still need me. You know what I mean? So
that's your child, though. That's so gonna be like that.
Yeah, it's gonna always be like that. So in my mind, I'm always just reevaluating myself. Like, am I doing enough as a father, as a black father on top of that? And I'm raising biracial kids. So I just be thinking, you know, I'm just constantly just in my head a lot. And I talk to my therapist about this too. You know what I mean? About me always just being hard on myself about am I doing enough?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she tell me sometimes I'm too hard on myself and I'm doing exactly what I need to be. And she tell me when I'm thinking that I'm not, to just stop. You know what I mean? Like, remember I talks in therapy and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I just want to just be the best father I can.
I think that's one of the best answers I've gotten from an artist in these interviews. Everyone's always like, I want to reach this many streams. I want to hit this much. But like, God, people don't realize, like, yo, you're a human too. You know, the bigger goals than numbers, bro. These numbers are fogging everybody's head up, man.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about, you know what I mean? You know,
especially if the numbers aren't converting to actual dollars, then you shouldn't be fucking worried about it.
I don't give a fuck about, nah, bro. I give a fuck about being a better dad and shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this rap, bro, like, man, the pandemic showed me that this rap shit come and go. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, we couldn't travel, couldn't do no shows, couldn't do none of that, but I still had my family. You know what I mean? I still had my kids, and I always got to remind myself, I know what it's like to not have your father present. So I'm always trying to make sure I'm present enough. You know what I mean? That's all. So yeah, man. Yeah, my goal for the year, you know, rest of the year is to keep being a better person and a better father. That's it.
And so far on that goal line, how are you on a good path on it? You feel personally?
I feel like I'm on a good path. Yeah, man. Man. My wife tell me I'm the greatest. My kids tell me I'm the greatest. My therapist tell me yo, I'm the greatest. My therapist be like, yo, and she's 60 years old. She made a funny comment. She was like, you know, you so great of a father. I wish you could have raised me. You know what I mean? So there's some, you know what I mean? Like, that was dope to hear. But you know what I mean? Sometimes I beat myself up because I have to take certain risks and certain chances to put myself in a better position. Like, um, just going to New Hampshire on a 16-hour drive. I had to bring them with me. You know what I mean? And make a little mini vacation of it too, so they could, see certain things that I hadn't seen and just not be about music. You know what I mean? So yeah,
What
it'd be that, you know.
another thing that's dope about you, not just as an artist but as a person, is that you're open and transparent about like your mental health or like visiting a therapist, and which I think is like definitely needed. Like my platform, the On the Line with handle, is literally an arts podcast, but a deep dive on mental health and mental health. So like, I'll probably end up having you on the full length podcast because it seems like there's something there that we could discuss because it is a crazy podcast, bro. I'll send you a link to some of those ones. But I've had some great guests on there, like Razkaz. Everyone's been on that one so far, so definitely have you on that one. But I find that admirable that you're open and transparent about the mental health and illness, therapy, trying to be a better father. You show that you're human, like a braggadocious artist that's just constantly on trying to act like they're on different time than everybody else. We're all human. We all deal with shit.
Yeah, man. Nah, man. That will never be me. With $2, 2 million, 200 million. I'm always be me, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I take pride in just trying to change the narrative in the black community about therapy. I spoke on this at the same show that I met Just Cause at. You know what I mean?
He's
You
in
ain't gotta be in the chat. Hey, salute to Just Cause, man. What's up, boy?
it.
Um, yeah, I spoke on this on stage. Like, a lot of us in the black community think you gotta be crazy to go through therapy. That's not true. You ain't gotta be crazy. You ain't gotta be suicidal. Nah, you might just feel a little off, or you might just want to get something off your chest. And a lot of times the people around you ain't the best people to get some off your chest with. You need something. Sometimes you need some medical advice. You know what I mean? You need some professional advice or a neutral party. You just need to just go and talk to somebody to get it off. And a lot of us think, oh, he in therapy, he about to go crazy, he about to shoot himself,
That's
V wilding, and yeah, that shit it don't be the case. That's not the case at all. I went to therapy myself. It's because I wanted to be a better me. That's all. I wasn't going crazy. I just wanted to be a better version of myself. And it's been exactly a year now that I've been in therapy myself, and it's one of the best decisions I ever made.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
The way you're speaking about it and how you're open about it seems like it's benefiting you because if it wasn't benefiting you, a lot of times I feel like someone would hold back information like that. If you're not benefiting, why are they going to speak on it? You know what I mean? But you seem genuine, you seem honest, you seem transparent, bro, and that's another thing that I think helps your music stand out from a lot of other people. A lot of people try to hide behind the music, but you try to stand in front of it, stand on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, for sure, man. That's me. That's me all day. That's me, bro. That's like I was going back to what we said earlier. I got to be me in my music, you know what I mean? And that's the only way I know how to be. And that's what I advise everybody to be. Like, be yourself. Your life is cool enough to rap about. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to pretend to be nobody else. Be you, and the people that's going to fuck with it, going to fuck with it. Like, this music shit is art. Everybody don't like the same art. You know what I mean? But it's a trillion people in this world. You can find people that genuinely fuck with your stuff. You know what I'm saying? And make a career out of it. You know what I mean? And at the most, be happy. Be happy, man. Be happy. It's so many of my friends that gave up on the way, and they look at me like I'm crazy. Like, yo, bro, you still rapping out here? Yo, that's crazy. Like, yeah, like, I can't stop now. I done built a fan base. You feel me? Like, and they ask me when I'm coming out. Like, if I stop, I wouldn't have made it on. I wouldn't have made it on the line with you. You feel me? I wouldn't have made Just Cause to even put this alley oop in the process if I would have quit. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have been in New Hampshire. All this shit trickling down. You know what I mean? I can't stop. Like, I just can't. You know what I mean? I don't got an expiration date on this shit, and I'm just trying to change the narrative, like I said, with mental health in the black community, and also the stigma of that you got to quit rap at a certain age. Like, why the fuck is rap the only genre where niggas feel like you gotta quit when you get 40 or 30?
Like
But rocking
90-year-old rock stars, bro.
90-year-old rock stars still touring right now and getting money. Nah, yo, fuck that. I like the fact that that stigma is dying out. Like
Yeah.
that stigma is dying out because you see how Nas still operating with Hit
Yeah.
Boy. You feel me? You know Jay's he can come back right now and take some shit over if he wants to. And it's a lot of older artists too. Even we talk about Ransom, like, and even RJ Payne
Oh,
and people like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's people like that that's out here. Yeah,
RJ.
RJ Payne is that guy. You know what I mean?
Funny, man, back in like when Ransom and like Joey were beefing and shit, like at that time Joe Budden was my favorite fucking rapper.
I love Joe Button, bro. Yeah.
That Mood Music fucking series is fucking
Man, that
crazy,
shit
bro.
got me through the worst of times, bro.
Hell,
Music 1 through 4. You fucking kidding me?
to walk with me, bro, that shit was fucking therapeutic.
Bro, I fuck with Joe heavy. He's one of my favorite. I'm talking about when I tell people like Joe was in my top 10, they look at me crazy. But
Yeah.
because they only they know because they ain't tapped in. They only know Pump It Up. If you're not tapped into what the fuck Joe has done on the mixtape scene
Yeah.
and his albums, because bro, if you know, you know.
Tape Room, Panic Room, all those
I
padded
got
room.
all that shit, padded room, all that. I bought all of it.
I didn't fuck with the stuff after Slaughterhouse, like No Love Lost and all that shit.
That shit was fire. That shit was fire.
It was different. It was good. It just wasn't the shit I was used to. So I was kind of like, eh.
But I think if you go back and listen now,
Yeah.
you will fuck with it because he was in the. You gotta think he was in a better mental space when he was making that.
Yeah, definitely. And now he's definitely in his bag with this whole podcast thing.
Yeah,
bro.
man.
So like,
For sure.
Bro, I don't want this to cut us off because we're cutting it close. But you have anything you want to let the people know before you take off? You could definitely come back on whenever, bro. We could just chop it up about hip hop or whatever the case is. Anytime you have new projects or anything you want to promote, bro, hit me up. Videos, anything, let me know, bro, and you come on.
Man, I just want to say, man, thank you, and I appreciate that, man. Salute to you. Thank you to Just Cause for even, like I said, throwing that alley and linking us. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. If you out there, bro, just keep chasing your goal, bro. Like every day, but make some time out for yourself. You know what I mean? And if you got kids, man, remember the time with them kids, bro, is the most important time, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, have some patience with your kids. You know what I'm saying? They only kids. They don't know a lot of stuff, and it's on us to teach them. And if you need some therapy, man, go to therapy. You don't got to be crazy to go to therapy. Go talk to somebody. You know what I mean? It's Suicide Prevention Month. You know what I mean? Tell a friend, tell a friend. You know what I mean?
Definitely, bro. I appreciate you coming on, man. I appreciate you those words of advice. Truly, that's something that like hits close to home for me personally. I deal with mental health and mental illness a lot, so like hearing it from other artists, it really makes what I'm doing feel like it's actually kind of helping people if they take something from it. So I appreciate you helping me by doing that. And everyone go check out Big V's catalog on all streaming platforms. If you want his recent album, Magic Potson, make sure you hit up his Big Cartel website. I'll post in the description, unless you want to shout it out quick again.
Yeah, or just DM me or hit SKYZONESOCIETY.BigCartel.com. You know what I mean? Like, I get it to you, send it right to your email or your DM, Cash App, Venmo, all that, man. Just hit the site, man. It's right there. Got 5 packages for y'all, starting at $7. You know what I mean?
And again, it's your man Hanley from On the Line with episode 113 with Big V, SKYZONE Society. I appreciate you coming on, my dude. Shout out to everyone who's tapped in. Shout out to everybody that will tap in. And yeah, we'll definitely be in touch again soon, bro. And we'll keep building on, figure some more things out, because I'm sure we could collab on some shit that doesn't have to be writing the music.
Let's do it, bro. Let's do it, man.
All right, man. Salute to you, and I appreciate you coming on, man.
Thank you, bro.
All right, bro. Keep going.
Peace.
Peace.